Hey guys, welcome to the Season 5, Episode 3 recap of Samurai Jack. I'm Brian Swan from Ep.3, joined alongside Austin from AJETT. Find him on SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all the places that you can find people. Austin, how are you?
This fucking episode, that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, this was a crazy episode. I didn't expect... By the way, sorry guys for the late recap. Usually we do it immediately following, but I was busy this weekend, so I couldn't do it then. But, yeah, so it's pretty cool we're doing it now. That's okay. Let's just start from the very beginning, and we'll just go chronologically. Unless you had, like, any standout points you wanted to talk about right now.
I want to talk about the fight scene, but I'll wait for later, since that's, like, later in the episode.
Yeah, we'll start at the beginning. We'll slide down. All right, so the first thing, of course, we come back, and it's like Jack is still dead in the pretty much dead in the river, right? Like obviously he's not dead, but you know where he left where we left him off being pretty much unconscious, yeah. And you know, he floats down this river for miles and miles and miles and day and night and for a while, and he gets out of the river, walks down into the forest, finds this sort of area to go to, into a cave. Thank you. And you know, has to take that knife out, that stab wound, and that's when, of course, he sees his old self. He gets really, of course, sick immediately after. Like, you know, he gets a fever. He gets not sick, but just a general fever. And so, because of course he was losing blood at the time, so he has a fever, and he's trying to deal with that, and he has to just, it was just like such a not tense situation, but you know,
like it was another situation where it was him and his hallucinations.
Yeah, where it was just like mental. Yeah,
because he was talking to Inner Jack again, and for some reason, like Inner Jack is looking a lot more like cartoony than usual.
Yeah, no, of course.
The one thing I want to say is that a lot of people kept saying that, oh, I don't understand why Jack is so in shock about this when this wasn't his first kill, when in reality, Gennady Tartakovsky had confirmed that everything that wasn't a robot he never killed, they were just, like, incredibly injured.
Right.
So,
right.
Like, he was definitely, that was definitely his first kill, and it was taking its toll on him.
Yeah, he's messed up.
Yeah, and then he had to go back and realize that he shouldn't have to feel bad, because he had that flashback of when he was a kid and he witnessed his father killing someone for the first time.
Exactly. And, like, this is the first actual flashback we've seen in this season 5, right?
Yeah, and he, like, his father made him, like, basically told him, like, dude, you don't have to feel bad when you're defending yourself, and that's your last option.
Exactly. Yeah. One of the quotes I remember is, like, you cannot hide from yourself. Yeah. But I think one of the, just a, like, not really comedic moment, just a moment where he's just there. The wolf obviously comes into the cave, assists him until he's healthy again. Now, drops off food for him. They're, like, sitting there next to the fire, just, you know, casually just eating, passing back and forth with some food. And I thought that was a really cool little moment there between the two of them. Now, the following day, of course, the daughters are right after him. This might have been just showing them immediately following after, but it cuts to show them almost what looks like a couple days later following behind and after Jack. And they go through, like, they follow through the river and they go through the forest. One of the I think funniest things that I've seen so far from this is outside of the robotic villain that we had in the first episode, is their reaction to the deer, because of course they've seen nothing else. They don't know what that is. They don't know what the male deer is doing to the female deer. They don't know what's going on. I thought that was just...
It shows you how much they have been adapted to society. Like,
exactly.
They've always been in that dark cave just training and training. And Ashi, which was the main daughter, she was the only person that actually got a glimpse of the outside world. So you can't necessarily blame them. It's kind
No,
of
no,
like
no way. Yeah.
it's kind of like how Peridot was reacting to the first her first experiences on Earth,
Yep.
and just like trying to get to know stuff, like that scene where she discovered raining for the first time. Like I it was very funny, but at the same time,
It
it's just
was
like you can't blame them.
Yeah, it was funny, but it was also a little bit, I think, also sad. Just as we were talking about, the moment that you realize, oh yeah, they have been through nothing but this dark and this training and this evil throughout their entire lives, right? And it's like the fact that it's like, what madness is this? You know, it's like they're deer, touching each other's noses. But yeah,
Like they're so used to the concept of kill that they don't really know what bonding or mating is like.
exactly, exactly. We get then to another great section and another great scene of this entire series where Tarkovsky uses just white to make a scene, like just white to make a scene almost just so epic, just so awe-inspiring. Like I thought that was such a brilliant way to use a color that usually is ignored most of the time in terms of us just using it in art and that sort of thing. Usually it has to be more colorful, or you use a different color for something like this. But he hides through the snow and he takes them out one by one in this in this sort of in this snowfall. That was a really good scene all the way up to the end part. And you obviously want to talk about this fight. I thought it was just crazy.
Oh my god, the fight!
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was so epic. The fact that he started off the fight with using the quote from his father, and they said the exact same thing.
Yep.
Like they said, "Our destiny is your death," and he said, "Very well then, time to catch these hands." And he threw the spear.
Yep.
It fucking went through the first daughter, and then he used the crow as a distraction, and then found a second target. Like I did not expect him to kill all 7 daughters in one episode.
Because the one thing that we were talking about, like episode 2, like, oh, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna do one by one. Nah, this episode, everyone, all of them just die.
And that fucking cliff scene.
Oh my god.
It looked like something out of a Bruce Lee movie. Yo, he made that bitch's neck do a 720, nigga. A 720. I don't even know. But Jack is out here making bitches' necks do 720s, just socking them in the fucking face.
Dude, they should call Jack One Punch Man at this point. Oh my god, this was fantastic. Oh man.
Like he didn't even have to look.
Yes.
He didn't even have to look. Like, oh my god.
Jesus.
Yo.
Oh my.
That scene was so epic.
It was fantastic. It was just everything that you were. It's just crazy how I think not easy, but it was so tense in many moments. But it just seemed easy for him in that one simple moment on the tree. Just fuck it, let's do this. Like, jeez, like the way that he took care of the last 3, and like the last one's just like, you will not get away with this. He will kill you. Aku will take.
Like, okay.
Yeah, and he just like unwrapped the chain, and she just drops, and of course, the last part of this, the last section or the last thing we see of Jack is another like death, another thing where it's like, is he dead? No, obviously he's not. After we saw him just now in the beginning of the 3rd episode. Okay, I mean another like fall off the something, or hey, he's in a place where all these other people are. It's like this.
Like he's never going to die
until the last episode.
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. It might get there. But no, I don't. Yeah, he's not gonna die. Like it's until that final moment. Until he faces Aku, he's not going to die. That's the main point of this. But yeah, this was a just crazy match. Just that fight again, like I talked about, just the fact that they used the snow and the way that he utilized the snow and the way in which the scene was shot. There are many cinematic shots as well, but the way that they did executed it was, I think, another just great scene. And I mean, we're talking about it, and it's one of our. I think you got so hyped about it. You were trying to tell me this the entire week. Like, this fight is
like, yo,
epic, and it is.
I was telling you all week, dude. Watch this episode. You will not regret it. It was the same thing with Becky Prim. Like, y'all had to see it. Like,
yeah.
Y'all had to fucking see it just to believe how dope this scene was. I have it on my DVR, and every other day I just sit back, fast forward the entire episode, and then just watch that fight scene. Because it was so damn good. Kennedy Tartakovsky, fucking thank you. Like, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, where did we go from here? But I mean, where do we go from here? At this point, it's just like another cliffhanger. Like, I mean, we're at a cliffhanger again. He's obviously heading toward Aku at this point. He took care of them. It's like, whatever. He's done.
We don't even know if he's trying to head towards Aku. I feel like he's still trying to find his sword right now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because he can't defeat. Yeah, of course, he can't defeat.
Like, his sword is the only thing that can defeat Aku right now. So
that's a good point.
He has to find that sword.
Yeah. Yeah. I think going into this episode again, we had no idea to expect that all of them would die in this one. And then again, I don't know, did all of them die? That final one fell just as Jack fell as well. So maybe one of them survived. The last one might have survived. Whose mask got removed, possibly.
Yeah, Ashi.
Because if like, seriously, if Jack fell down the same height that she did, hypothetically, they should both, and he survives, she should survive as well. We
just have to see in episode 4.
We have. Luckily, this recap is only a couple days before. When we usually do the recaps, they're like just a couple days, just a couple of minutes after the episode airs. So,
and
yeah.
I was reading one of the comments.
Let's check out the comments. I've been doing this very often.
There aren't too many comments on this one, but like I was reading one of the comments on like a different video.
Oh, okay.
And someone kept saying, Tara Strong always knows how to make a character annoying.
Not this time. I'll tell you this. I wish there were other voice actors out there, and there are, that got the same praise that Tara Strong has. But I'll tell you this: she did a really good. She's doing a great job.
No, it's not as in like she was doing a bad job, but like, you know how she because Tara Strong makes like annoying characters, not as in she's making them annoying, but like the characters themselves are supposed to be annoying.
Yep.
Because like you saw even Fear Fox, Fear Fox 27, he's talking like, well, Jack Idea was like, I'm too old for this shit. Like you saw his blank face after all of those complaints, and I'm just like, bitch, tell me something I don't fucking know or I haven't heard. Like, I've been attacked for 50 years right now. I don't care.
Yep, and then he had to kill all the other daughters. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done.
Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking... Oh man, this episode
was excellent.
Makes me hype. Also, the other thing I want to know more about.
What's up?
Is that Horseman?
Yeah, because it's weird. Like, it seems like it's obviously in his brain, in his mind, he's a loony, and he's thinking if he joins the dark side, or Aku's side, but is it? Because I can't really tell at this point. In this, it's
the top two ideas is that it's him thinking about just committing suicide or just giving up and letting himself die, or B, he's just letting it's joining Aku.
Right. And so that one's just a big mystery. It's really weird to find what is the purpose of this horseman. What is going on? And he pops up only in the most tense situations. Not tense. In the most critical near death or because he popped up when Jack was just looking at the temple in episode 2, and he wasn't critically injured then. He was just, I think, but he was
Jack was telling him, was trying to convince him to just let it go,
right,
give up, and let them kill him.
Exactly. So there's nothing. Gladly, this wasn't like a cliffhanger like it was in the second episode where we didn't know what was happening to Jack. This one is just like, okay, this is just sort of the, I guess, closing book toward the sisters, and now we're moving on to the next thing. Toward episode 4.
Honestly, I just want a recreation of Scaramouche.
I couldn't hear you.
You know who Scaramouche is, right?
Scaramouche. I haven't. It's been a while since I've watched the series, my man.
Scatman.
Scatman?
The first robot that he fights in the reboot.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I called him. Sorry, I called him Robot Dude. So I didn't have the actual name. This is the problem, man. I call him Robot Dude. I do not. So yeah. I thought he was such a fun character. He was a perfectly cool character. I'd love to see. Yeah, if he was like came back stronger, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
And with more scatting abilities, like he is the best villain I've ever seen. Like, not only can he play the flute, I'm shocked that there hasn't been enough memes of the Mask Off song by Future.
What song?
By Future, it's a trap song.
Gotcha.
But those are the majority of my thoughts. Like, I don't really have too much to say at this point.
Yeah. All right. Well, Austin, thank you for joining me once again for a recap. I know you've waited since Saturday night. We will obviously be back Saturday night again for the recap. I won't be waiting this long again. It will just be a follow-up immediately, as usual. So, Austin, thank you for joining me. Again, find Austin on AJETT, SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, probably.
Not Tumblr. Well, I had a Tumblr. I just never use it anymore. I haven't used it in years.
Gotcha. Find him on Uber. Find him on... just all the places. All right. Thanks for joining me, man.
Anytime.
All right. I'll see you.